which has gone viral. There are a number of issues that were highlighted there, though not pointing exactly to what really transpired. There is no way it is seen the cash that I mean the transactions himself, even the luggage, the baggage that were there on the television. Didn't prove that there is gold inside, but this issue is trending, and you raised it in Parliament that government is mum on the allegations. What is your comment?
Yeah, my comment is what I raised in Parliament. The media report by Al Jazeera obviously has no physical proof other than the paperwork. One would consider that if the government were denying it, they would have said so immediately, and they always have the possibility of taking issues to court. But the issue is very clear to me that the public have been aware of this happening for a long time. When you look at all of the people who were interviewed by the supposed investors, they were boasting about their attachment to government, their ability to manipulate both fidelity printers and the Reserve Bank. Now, for the comfort of the people of Zimbabwe, the answer is very simple. What they should be doing is instituting an audit, a forensic audit, or at least an independent investigation to give the population comfort. The one issue that worries me was the document that showed that $1.2 billion was brought back into the country, and the report says was just stamped at customs, and the amount of money, and they interviewed the accountant for the said company, that they only brought in just under $100,000. Now that is externalization of funding. But they openly talk of internationally a major issue is money laundering. And they openly talk about the washing machine. Now, that gives us no comfort, particularly when we're trying to debt restructure, particularly when we're trying to re-engage the West, particularly when we are about to sign a new PVO bill. And the reason for doing the PVO bill, as stated by the Minister of Justice, was simply to increase control on money laundering. And yet it's going on under our noses, supposedly, as stated in the media.
Well, this defies logic. You're aware of the Vice President estranged wife, Mary Chiwenga's case, where she's also being taken to court over money laundering. And now it is the state itself being found wanting. What kind of perception is being sent?
Well, I think the issue is reoccurring constantly, not just in the issue of money laundering, but in all issues. And we're going to what we call the selective application of the law. If we bring up the issue, another issue other than the one that you've just brought up, which contradicts what's going on right now. But if you look at Job Sekala, nearly 290 days in jail. Even if he was found guilty, that exceeds the maximum penalty he could get. So why is he still in jail? And that is very simple. He's a political prisoner.
Well, there are a number of issues also that have been raised lately in few hours that the media has been commenting and writing stories to do with the documentary itself. And the presidential spokesperson has shot some warnings to the media. What could be a comment in that regard?
Yeah, that is expected. That wasn't a warning, that was a threat. There's a distinct threat to all journalists not to discuss these issues and to taper back on the issue. The problem government have is this is only one of a 4-part series, and we don't know what's in the other 3 parts. So if we follow what I'm saying is to push everything away, let's have a forensic audit. Let's have a forensic audit. We can start with fidelity printers and the Reserve Bank and see where that leads us to.
Well, but this is happening when the Mines Bill is it's still under consultation around the country. There is a number of issues that have been raised by artisanal miners, by miners around the country on the operations, the access to get a mine, and to mention just a few. What could be then the perception in that regard for those who would want to operationalize and regularize their systems?
Well, I think the mining bill is going to take a while because it's a rather complex issue, both from the artisanal side and from the big mines. But if you want to solve the problem immediately, you would take away the retention that you do from the big mines of their foreign currency coming back into the country, because you're actually encouraging people not to deal through the official channels. And there should be no retention of any exporter. We're trying to encourage exports. If you retain someone's money when it comes back, you're taxing him. Inadvertently, you're taxing him quite a lot of money, because he's now only going to get a portion of what he's actually earned. So even if it's agriculture or if it's mining, if you're taxing or retaining funds for him or from him, he's at a disadvantage completely. The whole issue that we've got in the mining world is everyone's dealing in cash, which makes it very difficult for government to tax. And that is the fundamental problem we got. Now we're talking money of about $2 billion. That is a lot of money untaxed.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Makam.
Thank you.